The church is pro-birth. We're not pro-life. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. Here in the past few days, I've started to realize a trend. And this is what I mean. We as a church, we stand against abortion, right? We as do I, believe that abortion is murder, which it is, in my opinion. I think that's very clear in the Word of God. Jeremiah 29:11, before I formed you in the belly of your mother, I knew thee. I think it's very clear. However, here's where the problem comes in. We tell women not to have an abortion, and we tell women that they need to give birth and all of that. But once that child's here, we don't do anything to protect them. We don't take care of the mother. We don't take care of the children. I don't know if any of you know this or not, but women's health care in this country is a joke. Children are getting raped and molested and beaten and abused and neglected, and there's nothing being done about it. And this whole thing with Epstein is just another example of what I'm talking about. You've got a guy sitting in the White House right now who has the power, and his administration has the power, to release names of people who abused children for years. Abused children in the worst ways that you can imagine, sex trafficked and everything else. They've got the power to release these names so they can be held accountable, so they can be thrown in prison. But what happens? He says he don't want it released. And I become the enemy. I become public enemy number one because I go against that. And I said that Donald Trump should be ashamed of himself for not releasing that list. This is my issue. If the church can't even come together and agree that we need to hold people who's raping kids accountable, then the church is completely useless. Because I'm one of the very few pastors that's willing to stand up and say, you know what, the church is losing members. The church has no power anymore. People's not getting saved anymore. People's not getting healed anymore. The church is full of false doctrine. The church is full of false prophets. And now, to top it off, we can't even come together and stand for the kids. And I'll give you an example. Here in Blount County, we had a teacher, Joe Dalton, I'll say his name, I don't care, who was busted for 20 years of abuse. And the Blount County leadership knew all about it. Over 80 allegations. This guy was never stripped of his license. Nothing was ever done to him. So we held a protest down here at Blount County Courthouse. Do you know how many people showed up to that protest? We had about 25 to 30 people show up. Out of all of the thousands of people that live in this county, only 20 to 30 people showed up. Now, when No King's Day and they was protesting Trump, there was like 500 people that showed up. We can't even come together as Christians and stand for the children. This is why nobody has faith in the church anymore, because they know we're a joke. They know we are, because we talk a big game about, abortion's wrong, but when, we tell women, you don't need to have an abortion, you need to have these babies. But then when the babies come here, we don't protect them. We don't protect them. We don't protect them from abuse. We don't protect them from neglect. We don't protect them from anything. And we just tell them, hey, it's a tough life. So this is just a reality, folks. I got asked today, is this the hill you're willing to die on? Yes, it is, because let me tell you guys something. If you can't even stand for children, then you don't even need to call yourself a Christian. You're a phony. If you can't even stand for the children, you don't need to call yourself a church. You're a phony church if you can't even stand for the kids.